beat them. Welcome back. It's still Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're broadcasting live from our sports center in Lagos, Nigeria. You can be part of the show. We're taking a look at grassroots football development. The Lagos preliminaries, it's ongoing. Day 3 today, and we saw goals. Loads of goals, 34 goals scored across Campus Square and, of course, the Agege Township Stadium. You saw highlights from Agege, and we were talking about age cheats. Look, guys, it's serious business. We know we cannot just get up and defeat age cheats, but we believe that with hard work, and we can use the Channels International Kids Cup as a model to start fighting age cheat, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa, and if possible, the world. And that's why we're doing everything we're doing now. So I was saying to officials, it's not win at all costs. We keep saying it. Before you register for our competition, go to our website, read the rules and regulations so that you understand the principles guiding the competition. And Yopong said, Channels Television goes beyond this competition. So people know us for our integrity, for our credibility. And then someone is watching on TV and is saying, oh, did Austin screen this guy? Yeah. What is this that we're seeing? So you will see some faces at Agege Stadium. We're doing this so that the guys coming from the different states, you won't say, this guy, look at Toby. You see kids.
I mean, kids, young kids.
See kids. These are the guys from Will and Grace, the school that lost 5-0. Yep. But we say, don't cry.
No, it is not about the result at this stage. It is the exposure.
Yeah.
You know, the exposure these young boys are getting is very, very huge. I mean, giving them the opportunity to play football at this age, I mean, it's huge.
They could barely kick in your bong, but now they're going back to school with a story. They will say, not just school, they will tell their friends, do you know, we went to a competition, we lost. Then they found out that the other school didn't do the right thing, and they told us we are advancing. Beautiful.
And guess what? I like what Toby said. It's not just football. It's a steep learning curve for these youngsters. I mean, to be able to compete at this level with other schools, it does something to their brains. You know, we can compete with other people. And it's the spirit of fair play that you are trying to imbibe into these kids. You lose sometimes, you win sometimes, you go back and work hard and come back next year to do well. No one by any means should be trying to sabotage these kids, sabotage the future of these kids, sabotage these kids, and sabotage a competition that has been able to produce stars over the years. So it's great to see these stars. I mean, you're looking at this, these are potential superstars. These are guys who, clearly when you look at them, with the right monitor, I like what the NFF are doing with the under-15. I like what the NPFL are doing with the under-15 promises. I quite like that because these kids, in another 1 or 2, 3 years from now, should be playing in that competition, should be having exposure in that competition. So it's great. It's quite wonderful, Austin. And look at the smile. No, that's so innocent.
That's what we wanted. Bring them out of school. Let them understand that, look, you can play football and go to school. And at this age, the foundation will be solid, Toby, because if this guy knows that he needs to do well in school and then keep his football going, it's a potential superstar.
I mean, a couple of days ago, we were talking about, those that got opportunity to be in the United States with school and sport, mostly in athletics. I mean, this is how we can build a foundation also in Nigeria. The players, the kids have to understand with education and with sport, you will be a very great person, you'll be successful. So it's all about, I want to leave school and play football. It's all about, I want to still continue with my education, and I also want to play ball. And you have an opportunity like Kids Cup and several tournaments around you, and to keep both together. I mean, it's very, very important. So we'll have stories about players signing slavery contract. You will also understand. I mean, you can also translate, read your contract and everything. In a couple of years, we had a situation where players don't even understand the contract they sign because they lack education. I mean, you just have to combine both, and I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy for these kids. Anytime I see these kids play football at this level, I'm really happy about it.
It's beautiful. And we're not just telling them to play football. We're showing them on television. We're telling people that it's possible, to do these things at the grassroots. That's where you can start.
In fact, also that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate because you can't achieve anything. We're just talking about Indidi. Indidi was a product of a grassroots tournament here in Lagos. I think it was a captain of the team, Nat Boys. They had a run of games, in the Lagos Junior League. That simply produced Junior Ajayi and a couple of guys. And you could see the years Indidi have spent in Europe. Almost five years going right now. So, I mean, if you don't invest in the grassroots football, there's nothing you achieve at the elite level. It's very important that you do a lot of huge investment, at the grassroots level.
And that's why nobody, because we're determined. Look, It's a vision, and the visioner, Mr. John Momo, is looking at this competition every year and is saying to himself that we need to improve. We need to take it to the next level. So somebody won't just come up and, as we're working so hard, you're looking for ways to draw us, but no. So it's still zero tolerance to 8 cheats. A team that advanced today, tomorrow, if we find out that it's not all good, we'll hug you again and say thank you so much. And you go and sit down and watch our competition at home. We still love you, but we will keep doing the right things. Let's go to Campus Square. We'll see highlights from the games that were played there. When we come back, we'll run through the results, and then we'll get on with the show. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so that's it. More faces at the Agege Stadium for you to see. And we're not just doing this to screen these players. We're also telling officials from the different states that have come to Lagos that, look, this is how we do it in Lagos. You must have the right players. It's for boys under the age of 13 and must be in primary school. There was a boy, he's just 12, but he's in JS1. He's from Mind Builders. He wants to play, but he's not in primary school. He's under 13. But he's not in primary school, and so he cannot play. He cried. Mommy was there with him. Say, please let him play. But the rules are the rules. Yeah. And we told him, sorry, just root for your team. And he did that, and everybody was fine. It's just about rules and regulations. Campus Square results for the 3 of the Lagos preliminaries. Abino Omololu defeated D. Joel School by 5-0. And Waris Usman defeated St. Jude's Private School, Festac Town, 4-1. Sanfra and Keith and King, debutants at this competition, Sanfra won 5-0. Remember, in their first game, Toybats defeated Ajoke Primary School from Badagry via penalties. It was Toybats that was leading 2-0. Ajoke came back to level up 2-2. Toybats went on to win via penalties. But today, it was Toybats that was trailing 2 goals. They came back, leveled up 2-2, and went on to win again via penalties. Nyobong is interesting.
Drama all through. It's quite wonderful. I mean, in a game of football, you know, when you're a kid and you're playing at this level, one thing you will learn is that concentration is very key. You learn concentration. You can't lead 2-0 and think it's all over. It's game, start, and match. Yeah. You've got to keep that concentration. And they will learn as kids. And just coming back and winning on penalties, it can be unfair at times, penalties, but it's football. It is what it is.
This is what it is. So Toybats won their first match through the lottery of penalties. Won again today through penalties. Are they going to use penalties to get...
Maybe also is written in the stars. Maybe.
I know. So that's what it is. Let's take a look at fixtures for tomorrow for Campus Square and Agege Stadium. More action at the Lagos preliminaries, but that's the final day. So tomorrow when I come here, I'll tell you the 2 schools that will represent Lagos at the international finals. Tomorrow at Campus Square, Abino Omololu Primary School from Surulere. They will take on Toyba Primary School from Bagada. Sanfra schools will take on Anwar Islam. So we'll play the first game, and the winner will have about 4 hours to rest, and then we'll play the final. It's just 1 school from each of the centers. So we're going to have 1 school from Campus Square and the other from Agege Stadium. Let's see the fixtures for Agege Stadium. African Church Primary School, that's the school led by our star boy, Oseni Usman. They will take on Fanlots International School. Fanlots International School defeated Mind Builders today to advance. Don Men Schools will take on Will and Grace. Will and Grace lost 5-0, but the school that defeated them, local government primary school, they were disqualified, and so they will take on Don Men Schools. That's what we're teaching them. There was a time at this competition, Toby, the team that represented Lagos at the national, they lose a game, they go and wait, they disqualify the person that defeated them. they lose the next match, they disqualify the team. We are saying it so that these kids will understand that it pays to do the right thing, because the officials will come and then they will protest and say this and say that, but in the end, we're trying to safeguard the future of this.
Very, very important, Austin. The future is paramount, is what we're looking at. I mean, this investment is something we should be saying in the next couple of years, you know, at the elite level. And I mean, you don't have to cheat your opponent. Reason what officials will come up to come and complain and make protests. It should be a level playground. Don't don't kill the progress of these players.
Please don't.
Don't build a wrong mindset into them. You know,
let them lie.
cheating is something we should look at and we should tackle. And it's good we are doing it at this level.
Yeah.
Every other people can also learn. If you can have at this connection at almost every grassroots tournament, Austin, it means we'll be producing young talent.
Someday,
at football sport level,
a little child will tell that games master or that cheating official that, look at what you cost us the other time.
Last year? Please don't try this year. Don't try this year.
There you go. So they say, no, look, see, we went there, we played, but they knew that you were doing the wrong things. And so that's what we're teaching these kids. I told you, beautiful stories that have come out of the channel's International Kids Cup. A little boy was watching television with mommy and daddy, saw his school, that his school was competing at our competition, and he said, wait a minute, I'm the sports prefect. I don't know about this competition. Told mommy, take me to Campus Square. Let me go and see these players that are representing my school. So some machinery guy arranged somebody, picked a school, and little boy came to the stadium. You're in my school? What's your name? Little boy. He said, I don't know you. You see? Everybody, we're all shocked. He said, but I don't know you. My school, I would have loved to be here with my friends and classmates. You people used my school. It's getting to that point. These are the stories we want to tell with the channel's International Kids Cup. So tomorrow I'll be back to tell you more that will go down at the channel's International Kids Cup Lagos preliminaries. Let's get on with the show. Time is ticking away. It's now 32 more days to the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. We're counting down. We love the story that the Super Falcons can go to the World Cup and impress. The head coach Thomas Denaby has included former team captain Evelyn Iwabuku and midfielder Amarachi Okonkwo in the squad for the WAFU Women's Cup tournament that will take place in Abidjan, the capital of Cote d'Ivoire. The team also includes Uche Nakanu, Alice Ogebe, Chioma Wogu, Esther Sunday, Rafiat Sule, Joy Bokiri, and Rita Okoro. Nigeria, who finished in third place at the last edition of the competition in 2018, will play in Group B along with Burkina Faso, Niger Republic, and Mali. The Super Falcons delegation will leave the country on Tuesday. So that's a good one. We'll continue to count down. In your book, I love the look and feel, the outlook of the Super Falcons. There's just something that makes you must just believe that, look, with all of these programs, they can do more.
Yeah, sure. They can do more, clearly. And it's good that the home-based players are going to WAFU to get a bit of exposure and get a feel of how to be competitive at an international meet, and it's quite going to be helpful. We know a huge chunk of them won't make it to the World Cup, but it's good that some of them who will eventually make it to the World Cup get this exposure, get their fitness right, because clearly they're not playing league games, the home-based players. They're not playing league games, so it's good for them, for their competition, for their fitness, to go out there and compete and hope that they can get a chance at the World Cup, and maybe, just maybe, you never know.
Just maybe, you never know, because it's football. Anything can happen. Let's go to Manchester City. Let's find out what's going on. Brace up, brace up. Look, when things are going so bad for Manchester City, there's just one man that will pop up and say, no, I'm here, it can't happen. His name is Vincent Kompany. He has just scored for Manchester City.
It is dreadful. I've followed City for a while, and I know that there's something that happens every time City needs or wants to win the title, and that's Vincent Kompany popping up and scoring. I remember in 2012, when they played United in the second leg, the first leg was 6-1, the second leg was a 0-0 situation. Kompany popped up with a bullet header.
Yes,
in 2014, it was the same thing. And now it's amazing, because Kompany has picked up the ball, and I heard that I'm following the game, and I'm hearing Ndidi has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, Leicester have defended with numbers. Someone said they defended like demons. I mean, they defended with everything in them, and Kompany has taken matters into his hand. He's taken the game by the scruff of the neck, picked the ball up from 30 yards, smashed one into the top corner. And, you know, the person talking to me was telling me 10 goalkeepers wouldn't have kept it out. And it's dreadful, because the prayers of Jurgen Klopp is not working. And except Leicester can find an equalizer, City are off to the beach to party.
And that's what will hurt them bad, because if Leicester should score, the game is in its 80th minute now, and this dangerous time.
It is dangerous.
So if anything goes wrong now, it will touch City. But at the moment, it's advantage Manchester City. They lead by a single goal right there at home against Leicester City. It's a fight for the league title. Who wants it more? Is it City? Is it Liverpool? They win this match and we'll wait for the final day of the season. Manchester City will be going away to Brighton, while Liverpool will take on
Wolverhampton. But Austin, can we share this year's title?
I don't know.
Put red ribbons on one side and put blue ribbons on the other side, because how Man City are going to win the title having lost 4 games? I mean, they've been brilliant, credit to them. But how Man City are going to win the title just winning 4 games, losing 4 games? That's Liverpool, who have lost only 1 game. They lost that game to City. And not win the title is diabolical. No, it is diabolical.
This is the part of the analysis where Jurgen Klopp will skip. He doesn't want to hear this part of the analysis. It's very difficult to understand it. Let's get on with the show. We're monitoring what's going on in that match between Man City and Leicester City. But let's bring the discussion back home now. Talk about match day 17 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. No away goals, but yes, we still love our league football. You'll see the results now. You understand what I'm talking about. In Group A, Sunshine Stars defeated Wiki Tourists. But okay, let's begin with Group A, where Eimba defeated Enugu Rangers by 3-1. MFM defeated Rivers United. It was close. They needed to win that one, and they did. Kwara United and Lobby Stars shared the spoils in a goalless draw. Katsina United 3, Remo Stars 2. Bendel Insurance didn't win again. They need to start winning, otherwise they'll start kissing the league goodbye. They played goalless with Niger Tornadoes in Benin. Sunshine Stars 2, Wiki Tourist 1. Group B of match day 17, Akwa United 2, Nasarawa United 1, Kano Pillars 1, Plateau United 0, El Kanemi Warriors and Goran Plateau 2. Toby loads of talking points from that match. FC Fanyuba 2, Delta Force 1, Heartland defeated Yobe Desert Stars by 2-0. Gombe United 1, Abia Warriors 0. Toby, let's go to Group A.
Yep.
What a story. Eimba, they needed to win.
It was a big game for them. Absolutely the biggest they had this season. They dropped a couple of points at home, and everyone thought with Rangers, but Rangers last 3 games really terrible for them.
I don't know.
They are winless in the last 3 games. They've lost their last 3 games. Everyone thought who got point against Benesha. It doesn't happen. They dropped one against Nobi Atomo, also lost this one 3-1. Ifeanyi and Emena, we just spoke about Complin as captain of Manchester City, and Ifeanyi also as captain of Enyimba has been solid this season. I mean, 2 goals in this one was really, really good for them. 11 games unbeaten for Enyimba International. They've closed the gap on Rangers International, just 3 points. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Rangers leading about 7 to 8 points. Right now, Enyimba has closed that gap to just 3 points. And you will say this is a very important, win for them, especially the fact that for Enyimba International, in the last 5 games, they had 3 away games, and these away games are difficult games. I mean, they have to travel to Rivers, Remos, who is struggling, and on the last day, they will play away from home. So, I mean, they needed this point, and they got it in a very classy way.
No, they needed it badly, and indeed, if you saw highlights of that goal, you will know that they were actually out to win that one. Let's talk about MFM quickly in Yobong in 2 minutes. When they need to win at home, they win.
Yeah, they do. Very, very imperious at home. They play really well at home. You look at MFM and you feel really bad that they do not transcend or transform or translate that that home form to away form, because they'll be doing really well. At home, they are clearly a fortress. It's a big deal when you go to MFM and pick up any point, because at home they play really fantastic football, just that they shadow themselves away. And Fidelis Electric got to take a lot of credit, because in the past 3 years, and people tend to forget, the MFM are not a traditional big club in Nigerian football. They're a club managed by church, youngsters blooded into the side.
That came up the ranks.
They don't have so much financial muscle.
And they're even giving big clubs players.
They don't have
giving
they lost a couple of players this season. At the beginning of the season, I think I've said it on this show before, I thought MFM would be struggling right now. I thought they would be deep in the bottom 4, because it took Fidelis about 3-4 years to put the likes of Ode, Honua together. Ode left. Last season was very huge for them. Sikiro left. Honua left. I mean, and Fidelis went to the street, pick players all together, and they've really done well. I mean, For where they are, for me, they've really been impressive. I mean, like you said, kudos for Fidelity for this great job.
That's it. I totally agree. MFM with that important 1-0 win over Rivers United. Let's go on this final break. When we come back, more NPFL talks. If there's time, we'll talk about the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We are taking a look at the Nigeria Professional Football League match day 17. Toby and Iniobong, they're in agreement that MFM, they have done so well this season. Despite losing some top players, they are still marching forward after beating Rivers United by a single goal. We are also monitoring what's going on right there in the English Premier League, 89th minute now, and it's still Manchester City 1. Leicester City 0. Vincent Kompany stepped up and did what the strikers couldn't do. And that's Captain Fantastic right there. When he's needed, he gets the job done. And if it ends this way, more pressure on Liverpool, because if it goes to the last game of the season, even if they win, as long as Manchester City is winning, they will keep their title. So that's what it is. We'll continue to monitor it. Toby, we're still talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League. What happened at El Kanemi Warriors? I mean,
really terrible situation, Austin. Really shocking to see this happen in football. It's really bitter anytime a situation like this. For El Kanemi, Seattle picked about, I think El Kanemi about almost 7 points away from home. The one at in Huyo, the one in Gombe. I mean, even the fact that Gombe got, I think they played goalless in the first leg, and then a couple of days later they got 3 points away from home. I think El Kanemi have got about almost 7-8 points away from home, and in all those games, they enjoyed the atmosphere of good sportsmanship from the fans. So it is terrible to what they did to Goran. I mean, Goran, a very small club, private ownership, trying to stay in the league, trying to fight for their lives. I mean, they scored 2 goals in Maiduguri. That is big a performance from Goran, and it's very terrible to see, what the fans did. Yes, the State FA step up, coupled the beef of security, and then they left the stadium in good pieces, but I mean, Austin, you don't want to have such experience.
They didn't lose the match.
Maiduguri. You don't want to have such experience in Maiduguri. You don't have to put this, fear in also every other opponent. Like how Wallace Kilamon. Yes, I know LMC will come up with different talks about, but Austin, point deduction is still the solution. Yeah. I know, yes, if you do point deduction, teams could play antics, teams could play different things. But at the end of the day, you put all the teams on a very difficult situation to ensure that you put up a very, perfect security situation at the stadium. You don't want to go to Maiduguri and you are scared to play football. Everybody should go anyway and get points so far you deserve to pick the point. Like I said, for Academy Warriors, go point in Uyo on match day 1. I mean, they left peacefully. They got point in Gombe. They've got also some couple of 1 point.
People don't come to win in Maiduguri.
It's really sad. I'm looking forward to what LMC will do for this.
Toby is spot on. We've said this many times. LMC have got to develop the guts, the balls, to go out there and take points off these teams, because you do not want rascals in our football. You do not want irresponsible people in our football. And they are giving us a bad name, because you're looking at the talents in this nation. You're looking at the football. And I tell people who say the NPFL is rubbish, I say, no, go to a football ground. You would see that there's football. They play some of the best football. Again, a few rascals come and change the image of the league. They go out there and they go scot-free. You've got to take points deduction, and because when you start taking points from clubs, all of a sudden security will be doubled, tripled even. Nobody will come near a football ground trying to make trouble.
Those rascals will respect the rules.
Because it is from the clubs. The clubs are not doing enough, quite honestly. We can sit here and criticize LMC all we want, but the truth of the matter is that the State Football Association, who is supposed to provide security, are being irresponsible, to be honest.
And there's this annoying talks that they know them. They know this guy is causing the problem.
And it's difficult to arrest them and charge them to court. I mean, Austin, like Box said, the truth of the matter is, in every football match, even in England, they are rascals. There are people that want to come up and bring negative things. And all you need to do is to ensure that you have a good security system in charge. put guys that could, cope this situation. It doesn't have to get to this level. I mean, Austin, I saw that video and I was very, very scared.
No,
How do you expect me to go to Maiduguri?
Professional footballers after a match on the ground,
begging for your life. I mean, it's really terrible and unacceptable.
LMC, when you guys do the right things, we'll come here and say, well done. Let's step up. Because it is what it is. Next thing now, you hear one club say we're afraid of going to Maiduguri to play El Kanemi Warriors, and it's not good for our football, So El Kanemi Warriors and the officials and everyone involved must be made to understand that they're not branding the league properly.
Guess what, Austin? Everybody at the football club, when they go to on a football match day, all they want is 3 points. If you take it off them, all of a sudden somebody is thinking, this thing that we so covet, we so want, some guy wants to come and take it away from us. So they will deal with the guy in-house.
So before you know now, fans will start telling themselves, you don't cause trouble. We are fighting relegation and you made us lose 3 points.
Or we are just close to continental sport. And
I understand that other teams will want to start using that
Austin,
to cause to be a problem in your bone. Will remain a problem if we don't solve it.
If we don't solve it,
so
and
the NSC must solve it.
I heard that you need 30 policemen in an MPFL ground. Absolute disgrace. And Austin, I sit down like this, I'm thinking, 30 armless policemen. When you've got 5,000 people in this stand,
make it 2,000.
It is shambles. It is absolute shambles. And we've got to step up. And I said, the State Association, Football Association, please, football is not war. We want to see football. Enjoy the love. Austin, you talk about the love of the game.
No.
When we go, it's for the love of the game. That's why we go and watch. I saw a South African League game on Saturday. Cape Town City and Orlando Pirates. Stadium was packed to the rafters 1 hour before the game because everyone knows that they are going to leave the stadium safe and sound.
Same thing when you watch games in North Africa. Guys, sadly, because of these problems, we talk about it and we can't talk about any other thing. But let's end the show now. Toby, thank you so much for stopping by. Inyoba, thank you so much.
Man City have won bad.
I know, it's okay. I know. But we knew Manchester City was going to give it a fight, pushed all the way. And yes, they have done it by a single goal. That's about all we can take for this edition of Sports Tonight on Channels Television. But you can keep talking to us on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels IFU Sports. That's the show. For the team, the ever reliable sports team, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.